this Katie?
Yes.
Hey, it's Ryan Stiles. How are you? Yeah.
Nice to talk to you.
I love the woman at the front desk. She's out of Andy of Mayberry or something. I love her.
Really? Yeah, she's a sweetheart.
Are you talking from the bathroom?
No, I'm just, well, it's not a bathroom, but
you've got that hollow
it's
bathroom.
A conference room. It's echoing.
Okay. That's all right.
Okay.
I do a lot of calls from the bathtub, so people always know I'm in the bathtub because they hear me splashing around.
Perfect. Well, thank you for calling us today.
Oh, thanks for talking to me.
Oh, of course. I'm a huge fan. I have been since, when Whose Line, first started. When I was
Finally.
Yeah.
Finally, I have a huge fan. That's great.
Yep. Here I am. You're meeting me. Yeah, when I was little, we used to watch Whose Line, religiously. And then I would be, in my acting classes and my improv classes, and I would, try to recreate the scenes and stuff.
It always makes me feel good when people start off the sentence, when I was little.
Oh.
I feel like I should be passing a stone and getting out my walker.
Oh, so how does it feel to be back at it with Whose Line on CW?
It doesn't feel any different. When we shot the first show, we had taken a 10-year break, and Colin and I were sitting next to each other, and it was like we'd taken a long coffee break, because the sets are the same, the audience is in the same place. It's odd because we've been doing that show since 1989, so that's a long time to be doing one TV show.
That's awesome. And I know that they bring in some CW guests to be on the show. Have you had a favorite that's been on?
I thought Vern Troyer was kind of fun, just because of, I think we're the scale of where everybody else should be in height, somewhere between Vern Troyer and me, it's very odd, when the CW started it, because CW is kind of a hip, new, kind of, young network, as you know. They weren't sure about us old guys, and they got younger people to do the show, and then I guess they had a lot of complaints that Greg wasn't on the show and the people they had come to know. So the last time we taped, they got all those people back. So, it's fun. It's the same thing. It's just a different host. That's all. Right.
And now you guys, some of you are on Who's Live, and how is that different than having a live audience taping it, as opposed to going around doing shows?
Right. I think the main thing is it moves at just a better pace, because obviously we don't have a host, so we're not stopping to give points, and we're not really setting up the games like a host would, and we're not going to commercials. So the pace of the thing, it just explodes, and also we can do a lot of games that we can't do on Whose Line, because Whose Line, usually the games are a minute and a half, 2-3 minutes long. Well, we can take our time. Especially with music pieces, we tend to do a little longer music pieces, and a lot of scenes we can't do in Whose Line just because they're longer. But the energy and the it's just a whole different energy when we're live on stage. And we have Chip back this time, and we haven't had Chip in the group for years because he's doing Nashville. So it'll be nice to have him back too.
Definitely, I'm really excited for it. What obviously having a different type of energy, but what's been your favorite part about performing with Who's Live as well?
You know what it is? I don't live near those guys. I mean, I'm up in Bellingham, Washington. I live up in the mountains on a lake. And the only time I see those guys is when we work together. And we don't really tour that much because I don't like to fly. So, I'll see these guys maybe 4 or 5 times a year, and that's it. So it's just getting together with these guys. And I think that's probably what's made us last so long, is the fact that we don't see each other outside of this, and the fact that we don't work that much together. Because if we worked every night and saw each other all the time, I don't think it would be the same. But I mean, we're genuinely excited to be on stage with each other because we find each other funny, So I think that's kind of infectious. I think when the audience sees you're having fun, they want to have fun too, And it's a whole different feel than when I used to do stand-up. There's a kind of make-me-laugh attitude when you walk on stage, but people realize they're suggesting what you do, so it's a much warmer feeling when you walk on stage. They really want it to work,
Right. And so you'll be here in Wisconsin on the 29th. Do you have any ties to Wisconsin at all?
Well, yeah, I think the only tie I probably really have is Kathy Kinney from the Drew Carey shows.
Okay, yep.
Yeah,
well, there you go.
She always talked about, it was something Point. I can't remember.
Stevens Point?
Stevens Point, yeah,
Point
exactly.
Pier?
And she's a big Wisconsin fan. She wears the cheese in her head and all that stuff. And also, I have season tickets to the Seattle Seahawks, so I don't have to tell you about Russell Wilson.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well,
so,
we like Russell Wilson, but I mean.
Yeah, I know. Well, I think we play your first game, don't we?
Yeah, in Seattle, I believe.
So you got to kind of root for us because we have Russell Wilson.
But no, not exactly.
Well, I mean, the last game, you have to forget about the last game,
I guess. It's kind of hard
perhaps,
to forget.
Perhaps it wasn't an interception, let's just say that.
You're going to be around Titletown. It's still a very touchy issue. It's been
it is, really?
almost 2 years, and people still are upset.
I better not wear my jersey then, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, if it's a Russell Wilson jersey, we might allow it. But
no, it's a Marshawn Lynch jersey, so.
Okay, then no.
I don't think anybody really cares. Exactly. Then no. Okay, well, thank you for that. Thanks for warning me on that one. Wisconsin people are so nice. This is not like I'm in Oakland or something. They're nice people.
Good.
Actually, Seattle and Wisconsin are like probably the two stadiums where you can actually go to an opposing team's stadium and not get beat up or something. It's just nice people.
So.
I know when I go to Seahawks games and they play Green Bay, it's loaded with Green Bay fans, and it's fine. You don't feel threatened or anything.
No, I know. I went to a few games. Being a Packer fan, I went to a few Vikings-Packers games in Minnesota. It was awful. So different.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
We'll try to go to
Oakland. But I mean, it was terrifying to be there.
How are they looking this year? Did they get any good picks?
Yeah. They have. Clinton Dix.
Okay, so they have a blues musician. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's really going to bring some flavor to.
Actually, I know Seattle was actually after him too. So.
Really?
That's the only reason I know that name. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I only knew it because I like Alabama, and so.
I'm going to play a blues musician on stage when I'm in Wisconsin named Clinton Dix.
Everyone would love it. Yeah.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Clinton Dix.
Yes.
Music for you.
That would be.
Soul sounds.
It'd be a crowd pleaser. That's for sure.
Well, yeah, we look forward to it. We love Wisconsin, so we've been there a few times, so we love it there.
Right, yes, this is the 10th annual for the Harbor House Domestic Abuse Programs, celebrating the healing power of laughter and comedy. And they're having you guys again this year. Have you ever had any experience? A lot of the, their main focus is, the healing power of comedy and laughter. Have you ever had any experiences where people have told you how watching you perform or, Whose Line, watching it, or just comedy in general has really helped them, or have you ever experienced that?
Yeah, we hear quite a bit, and this is going to sound like, I hate to say it this way because it sounds like we're tooting our own horns or something, but we've had a lot of people say that, they were going through chemo or they were, had an illness in the hospital, whatever, and they watched Whose Line, and it just cheered them up, Mm-hmm. But, it's one of those shows, it's like, it's so rare because it's I hate to compare it with this, but it's like America's Funniest Videos. I used to watch it with my kids. It really is one of those shows that you can watch with your kids. So, and it's also something you can tune in halfway through. You don't have to worry about catching the whole episode, So it's nothing better than seeing older people make fun of themselves,
Oh,
two older men kissing. There's nothing like it, really.
There's nothing better. That's medicine. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much. Is there anything else that you just want to call out to people to come to this great?
I think the thing I always mention is, I think a lot of times with comedy shows, just because of stand-ups, people wonder if they can bring their kids, and we get 8-year-olds and we get 80-year-olds, and we keep it. We keep it clean. Number one, because it's easy to work dirty, but also we realize what our audience is. So we've never had a complaint from anybody. It can get blue at times, but you're not going to hear the F word flying all over the place.
Right.
But kids dig it. So bring your kids if you think about it.
And
my kids don't. My kids don't dig it, but other kids do.
And you have audience participation. Do you have any requests from the audience or anything that they should prepare themselves for?
No, whatever they want. And see, that's another thing about this show compared to Whose Line too. A lot of times the suggestions will come down on cards from the producers on Whose Line. We don't know what they are, but you'll notice Aisha will read, a suggestion, but not go out to the audience. Well, we use the audience for everything, and we actually bring them on stage more than we do in Whose Line. So there's a lot more audience participation than Whose Line, I think.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, I'm really excited for it. It's going to be a great
Well, great.
time.
Thanks.
Well, thank you so much for chatting with me today.
Well, thank you, and you can get out of your bathroom now.
Okay. I'll try.